Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the Ministry of Health launched the National Blood Donation Week. For the international scene, Kosovo celebrates its 20 years of freedom in the presence of Bill Clinton. Welcome to our newsroom as part of the National Blood Donors Week that runs from June 12 to 2019. Health Minister Mohammed Warsama Diri presided over yesterday's ceremony to launch blood collections within his department. In fact, a team from the National Blood Transfusion Center was dispatched to the site to collect blood bags from health officials and managers. On this occasion, the Minister of Health, Mohammed Warsama Diri, and the Minister of National Education, Mustafa Muhammad Mahamoud, the Minister of Planning, Environment, Tourism, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Helem, set out to set an example by personally participating in this momentum of solidarity for the gift of self. The three members of government thus launched with one voice a vibrant call to sensitize other departments and public or private institutions to follow suit these surges of solidarity of blood donations. Finally, the National Centers for Blood Transfusion is responsible for coordinating collections operation through the planning of a schedule of passage to all departments and services that are asked to do work of sharing and giving of oneself. For his part, the Minister of Urbanism and Tourism, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Helem, recalled that the virtues of blood donations, which are inscribed in the precept of Islam as we have been taught by the Prophet Muhammad. For his part, the Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahamoud, explained that the donations of blood is comparable to the generous of charitable gestures, also perceived as a mark of sacrifices useful for the general interest. As for the Health Minister, Mohammed Warsama Diri, he said that the blood pockets collected will help to replenish the reserves to build up sufficient stocks to respond effectively to the continued rises in demand for blood bags in our hospitals. Under the auspices of the Minister of Muslim Affairs, Culture, Property, Waqf, Momin Hassan Barre, the Djibouti Institute of Art held last night a closing ceremony of year art and graduation for the students of 2018-2019 school years of these schools in charge of training young Djiboutian talent in the artistic field. IDA, the director Nabiha Momin Waberi, welcomed the Minister of Muslim Affairs, Culture, Momin Hassan Barre, to the school year. Ministers Momin Hassan Barre attend a show specially concocted for this opportunity, rich in music and cultural and theatrical activities. The Djiboutian Institute of Art provides trainings in music, visual art, and drama. They are spread over 2 years courses, which is sanctioned by obtaining a certificate of studies in artistic expressions. The director of IDA, Ms. Nabiha, said since its creation in 2004, the Djiboutian Institute of Art, IDA, continues its path and has never missed its missions and its vocations of incubator of artists. Indeed, IDA from year to year are good numbers of young artists from the countries and in the field of musical, dramatic, and plastic arts, she said. The Minister of Energy in charge of Natural Resources, Yunus Ali Geddi, took part in the launch of the Energy Forums in Africa, which took place in Lisbon in Portugal. accompanied by the Director of Energy, Mr. Guled Mohammed. The Minister attended on this first day the plenary sessions organized within the framework of this forum. During this speech, the Minister discussed the situations of energy investment in Africa and more particularly in the Republic of Djibouti. In addition to the Djiboutian delegation, the forum was attended by 14 other ministerial delegations from African countries. Also, not the presence of the leaders of the most active companies in the field of energy on the sidelines of this forum. The minister was able to maintain, among others, with these counterparts, Ethiopian, Burkinabe, and it was also an opportunity to have meetings with the partners companies like NG and Scatec Solar. The Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, Mohammed Abdallah Mahyub, made a statement on the leakages of subject of the baccalaureate. He also clarified that the authors of the fact will be brought to the justice and will be struck off after the advice discipline. The National Tourism Office of Djibouti, ONTD, yesterday organized a consultation meetings workshop of operators of the hotel sectors at the People's Palace. This consultation workshop on quality standards was led by an expert in the file named Sumeya Lataifa. It saw the participations of the Secretary General of Commerce, the Director of Environment and Sustainable Development, Hussein Rirash Abdullahi, the Director of ONTD, as well as several professionals of the hotel industry. The objectives of this workshop is, among others, to consolidate the competitive standings of the hotel industry in Djibouti in order to enable it to be up to date in terms of international standards and to develop a real cultures of quality within it. The Director of Environment has urged hotel professionals in Djibouti to guarantee a tourist offer, especially in quality accommodations in line with tourists' expectation and current trends in the hotel industry. As part of the implementation of memorandums of cooperation endorsed in 2019 by the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mouna Ousmane Aden, the Minister of Social Affairs of Tunisia, Mr. Mohamed Tabelsi, a delegation led by the Secretary General, Ms. Ifrah Ali Ahmed, went to Tunisia to formulate a program of development social workers in Djibouti for the year 2019-2020. These are the vanguards of the national strategy of social protection and are expected to improve regularly to cope with development in Djiboutian society. By signing the said convention, the Minister of Social Affairs of the Republic of Djibouti and Tunisia, through the National Institute of Labor and Studies, wishes to strengthen the cordial and fraternal relations of cooperation and promote trade between the two countries. In particular, they intend to develop the know-how in the field of social work. The Arta Solar 7 team was the last trainings yesterday's afternoons before the game of the finals of the Djibouti Cup to be held tomorrow, Friday, at the Guled Stadium. The trainers equipped with Arta, the trainers of the team Arta Solar 7 has strengthening the tactical and technical aspects as well as the physical and physiological dimension. These teams arrived for the first time in its history in the final of Djibouti Cup since its inception. The team will face in the final of Djibouti. On Friday, the team of National Gendarmerie recalled that the President of the Republic will sponsor these finals of the Djibouti Cup. In an interview given to the national channel, the President of the team, Arta Solar 7, Mr. Tommy Tayoro, wishes good luck to his team to win these cups for the first time in its history, and he called to all the managers and the businessmen to help the teams of the football club teams in Djibouti. For the international scene, Kosovo celebrates 20 years of freedoms in the presence of the former U.S. President Bill Clinton. 20 years ago, the wars between Kosovo and Serbia ended, regarded as the saviors of the fatherland. Bill Clinton was received by Kosovo President Hashim Taqi. The former president of the United States was awarded the Freedom Order's Medal for his roles in the withdrawal of Serbian forces in 1999, established in 1999 to provide security and freedoms of movement within the country. The Kosovo Force, KFOR, a multinational force set up by NATO, participate in the ceremony. In just over a year, the Kosovo War killed more than 30,000 people, including 11,000 Kosovars, Albanians, and 2,000 Serb civilians. For the overwhelming majority, almost 1 million people had to go into the exiles in Albania, Macedonia to escape the fightings. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.